morning show where we sold a
Going on social media, supporting the
Hello and welcome back to the Amateur Shit Talkers podcast.
For the third time.
For the third time? No, it's for the first time,
Yep.
Ben. We
don't
definitely didn't have to reset anything just then and refilm the first 5 minutes of the episode. That never happens.
Come on, boys.
And didn't happen just
When
then.
would we ever?
Now, I'm still confused who I've got on the couch with me, even after the first...
What's going on?
His name's
few
JACK
instructions.
CAREEDY. JACK CAREEDY's in between Ben and I today. A very interesting fella that we started finding out, and then we had to stop for a second. Now we're back to find out more about him. Now, Jack, can you please tell the viewers who you are, what you do, where you're from, etc., so they can get a gist of who they're listening to?
All right. Thanks for having me on first, boys. I really appreciate
Second,
it.
actually.
Second take. A little introduction. I'm a content creator, photographer, videographer based here in Melbourne. I do heaps of traveling and pretty much capture all of that when I go away. But I also do have a business based in Melbourne as well, which is called Photobomb, which we also will get into that. And that's what I do.
And starting out for you, so obviously, I feel like you're only 20, so photography starts out quite early for a lot of people. Starts out as a hobby. When did that kickstart in your life?
Yeah, so we'll go way back when I first originally picked up my first camera equipment, which was just filming on an iPad. I originally started making YouTube videos on iPads where me and a few of my mates would go to a soccer pitch and we would literally film videos like the Sidemen where
Crossbar challenge.
I'd
stuff
have,
like that.
I'd have my iPad
I'm getting
situated,
deja vu or something. It's crazy.
situated on top of a bike stand, like on
Yep.
top of my bike seat, and would have the iPad facing towards the goals, and we would film crossbar challenges, like all those sort of
Jason,
videos.
And was it on like one of those mum seats?
It
Or
was
How
just
did you
like
balance it
a
on a
norm-
bike?
A normal mountain bike, like it was an actual mountain bike.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you rode the bike down?
Yeah.
That was your way to get to
Yeah,
the
it's
soccer
like
pitch?
all of our
That's
mates
so
rode the
cool.
bikes there. We put
Yeah.
the iPad on the bike.
See, everyone, you got to start. How old were you when?
I think we're around, I think 12, 13 at
Yeah.
that stage.
That's about when I started making treehouse videos on my iPod.
On the iPod, mate.
Yeah, but this episode isn't about me, so we'll
12 or
continue.
13. I was friends with you by that point.
Yeah, no, it was actually maybe it was 9.
I reckon you
started
were
the hustle
9
pretty
by that
early
bit.
on.
Exactly right.
Tell me, I'm curious. Do you remember which iPad it was? Was it like the iPad Mini 4th?
I think
third
it was.
generation?
I think it was the iPad Air.
iPad.
Oh.
Mate, that's
Yeah, we'll go
That's
next
advanced
level.
stuff.
That was
Bougie.
like
That's quite the first camera.
that
you
was
know.
class at the time, boys.
That is class.
That was next level.
What was your first actual camera? Like once you've graduated from the iPad.
Graduated from the
Graduated from the iPad.
not that you could top the iPad, but what was the
it's-
next
it's
best thing?
Yeah, it was unstoppable. But from the iPad, I had a trip. We went to Japan actually, and when we were over there, I was still filming. I was filming vlogs over in Japan on my iPad, and I'd be walking around train stations. We were going up Mount Fuji lookouts. We were going everywhere over the country, and I was vlogging with an iPad, holding it out in the stations. Like my head just onto every single Japanese person. Like they would have been looking at me like, "What is going on?"
I would do it with absolute confidence if I knew I had an iPad Air in my face. You know,
I think that's the best thing to do. It's like a cinema of
Show
your
it
off.
vlog. It's a live vlog
It's like
straight
a
away.
monitor. You're bringing around like a full monitor with you.
That's true.
Secretly flexing on everyone. Like
Yeah,
no
it
one
was-
has an iPad Air.
and then when did the camera come into it after that?
Yeah, so on that same trip, actually, for Christmas, Mum and Dad got me a Nikon D3400, which was my very first camera.
Yeah.
And I was still filming all my vlogs when I was away on that camera. And that just took everything to the next level. I remember I got a body and Mum got me a lens as well. It was a 24-70, if anyone about cameras.
Oh, that
knows
one.
about cameras.
Of
Yeah.
course, the 20,
That one.
the 24/7/70.
Yeah, we were talking about this one the other day actually.
And for the people
Yeah.
that know about cameras, it was an f2.8 as well, so it was really good in low light.
I prefer.
I've actually seen that on our camera. I've seen that thing, I think,
Yeah,
maybe.
you probably have seen
Is
it.
Yeah.
that like the reserve to like? Is that like something
Yeah.
to do with like racing, like F1 and F2 and shit like
Yeah,
that?
bro, you're right.
All over.
All over it, this bloke.
Yeah, so that was a big step. Sorry, what were you going to say?
You keep talking about your camera. I was going to move on to the next thing.
Oh, right. No, all I was going to say is, I kept filming on that, but that was a huge step from going from an iPad to filming on an actual camera. Like, I thought the quality was insane.
Yeah.
Were you filming the same things?
Yeah, exact same, like just vlogging, and I was just holding my camera out instead, like exactly how that camera's set up. I'd just be holding
Yep.
it like that. And yeah, I'd just be walking around and just filming all my videos on it, like really basic videos, but everyone starts somewhere, just like you guys started your podcast. You always have to
Exactly
get better.
right.
On the iPhones.
On the iPhone.
And-
We've got a proper camera now
Yeah.
that we don't know how to use.
You've come a long way, boys.
And now, obviously, you're doing photography, videography, etc. professionally now. Getting paid for it. But when did that really take off that you actually started getting paid for your work?
Yeah, so I think after that Japan trip, I really got more into it and started using the camera for what it was actually like. I started taking photos on it, started to really learn about the settings and everything that the camera could actually offer and what all the functionalities could do. And I think a Nikon was a good camera to learn on because it was really basic.
Yeah.
But I just understood the basic functions of like ISO, shutter speed, aperture, all that sort of stuff, which really made me get into it a lot more and I actually understand like how to properly use this thing.
Yeah.
And then from that, you learn about framing and all that sort of stuff, like framing, composition. Yeah, it's a long journey, but it gets really interesting. And like even just taking photos, like I don't look at a photo anymore and just like take it. I always look into the frame and be like, what is actually in this frame? Like if I was taking a photo here,
You
I'd
start getting like
There's a lot
technical
more
about
theory
it.
to it. And,
yeah, like we shoot more like strategically now rather than just like there's a photo, let me get it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like especially for work, it's a lot easier when we come back to the like post-processing editing stage.
There's a lot more to it than I think a lot of people think than just standing
Yeah.
behind there, standing behind the camera and
That's
actually
it.
taking a photo. Hey,
Yeah, a lot of theory to it as well.
was
Yeah.
there like, what do you think the hardest thing you ran into was? Like when you were when you were trying to transition into, you know, getting paid for it sort of thing, just coming off from like, okay, I want to do this. What was the hardest step?
Well, going into that sort of thing, I'll start where we initially began sort of getting into that business sort of side of things.
Yep.
Which we initially started when I was working with three of my mates, myself included, who we all went to school together. So exact same to you guys.
Yeah.
You both went to school together. That's how you met, and that's what you're doing this now.
Yep.
And yeah, we met in school. We all had the passion for it. We were filming little school projects, just trying to help out where we could. I remember we did a school project. And did like this neighborhood watch video. I don't know if you've heard of neighborhood watch.
I have.
You've probably seen the signs around.
Oh, yeah. No, I was wondering if that's what you were meaning.
Yeah.
Or if, yeah.
Yeah. So we filmed this video for Neighborhood Watch, and it was just like basically lock your doors. It was a really basic like short film, but at the time we were like, this is so sick. We thought it was the best video we ever made.
Yeah.
I look back at it now,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, this is what we
That's
made.
horrid.
But like, it's cool to look back on like what you've made and like how far you've come. 'Cause
How old were you at that point?
I think I was in year 9 or year 10.
That's a good effort.
So we did it in media, like as a part of our media
Yeah,
subject that we're doing. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, that's where we all started like really working together, us three. And when I think I was 16 at the time where we sort of started Photobomb more, and we got our first gig, which was a birthday party, a 16th birthday party. And all three of us were actually there was two of us taking photos and one of us filming. Definitely didn't need that many people there to do the job. Like,
Did you all have your own cameras at that point?
Yeah, had, so three of us shooting like the whole event, and it was just like it was a decently big 16th birthday party, and yeah, that was our very first job, and it just felt really cool to get that. And I mean, that's, if you want to know where it began. That's where it began.
In terms of money, for a lot of people wondering like how much money you charge, how much would you have charged first thing for that? For two photographers, one videographer at a 16th birthday party.
Oh, so I mean, yeah, we didn't really know anything about like pricing.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a lot.
It was
lot of
early
people don't.
stages.
Exactly, a
I
lot of
honestly
people
don't
know
really
nothing about
remember,
it.
but I just know it wasn't a lot. I mean, we couldn't charge a lot. We haven't done it before,
Yeah,
so I think it was
exactly.
just like more
Yeah.
side money.
Buy us a slab and we'll call it down.
Pretty much.
Of course, not the 16.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
No.
these boys are underage. You can't be talking about that.
No, what if I've never taken a sip of alcohol? Didn't even know what it is actually.
I don't even like beer. Tastes yuck.
But anyway, you mentioned Photobomb. What's Photobomb? What's Photobomb Media?
So Photobomb is a business that we offer a lot of content creation for businesses. We do a lot of real estate work, a lot of video production work, a whole bunch of different stuff, but pretty much capturing photos and videos for people around Melbourne.
And is your like role in that? Do you do everything?
So there's Joel and I. The other person we went to school with headed on his own way. He's doing his own thing now, but we do still have three people a part of the team.
yeah.
Joel went to school with me. We've been working together since day one, and our other business partner is he's more of a mentor to us, but he is a part of the business, more of a business director, mentor, as I was saying, and he handles more of the business side of things, where Joel and I handle all the like video production and just everything related to the content side of things.
So he's sort of managing like client relations and stuff like that.
Yeah, but as we go, he's teaching us everything as we go. But
Okay.
he owned a photo studio for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's got a lot of experience in the industry, which is really good for us to learn off him. And yeah, he's just such a good person to be around because the amount of things we can learn from him is endless. He's done it for so long. He's made these mistakes. He's been through it, and he just knows, like, he's not going to get everything right, but he just knows which way we need to go and the best things we can do to move forward.
So with Photobomb, obviously, like photography, videography, it can range from all sorts of different things, like, you know, weddings, cars, which
we've seen a bit on the Instagram.
Yeah, what I'm about to pan to. But is there like something that Photobomb actually specializes in, or do you just do the lot?
What we tell people is we specialize in content creation for businesses, real estate, a lot of events, and video production. Those are the 4 things that we mainly focus on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we do weddings. We still can do everything. We just won't do anything outside of filming with the camera. Like if someone came to us and asked us to make a website, for example, we just wouldn't do it.
So you don't like, but will you run like social medias and stuff like that for businesses? When you say, like you referred to like media for like business and stuff like that. Is that what you're referring to? So
that, more of the content creation side. We do have packages where we go out, get content for businesses around Melbourne. And then as far as we go is we get the content for them. We upload it onto their Instagram in a schedule, and that's how far we go. If they want to like market the posts, they can get someone to do it. If they want to, we can teach them a little bit about boosting posts, but we don't go as far as like Facebook ads or anything like that.
Yeah, okay. So it's you sort of like, you get the content and you'll put it up and you'll step back sort of thing.
Yeah, it's because it still gets the content out for them. And if we go in that lane, it's just going to get too messy. Because especially with all that marketing stuff, like we just don't know like that much about it to be able to do it. Especially like if we tried to do it and then we didn't get the results they were after, they could give us a bad name. Yeah. All that sort of stuff. We can't take that risk.
Yeah.
And is that why you've decided to draw the line where you do?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the main reason why we've done that. But at the end of the day, like having an Instagram account with a lot of like professional content on it is even more important than a good website nowadays, because when you search up a business, where do you go?
Instagram.
Yeah. Like if you want to search someone up.
Very true.
And then if you go onto their account and they've got, I don't know, little shitty videos of like, they don't know what they're doing with the content. And when we come along, we know how to shoot it, we'll talk to them about what their business is about, really understand it and create content that they'll love. And when people come onto their account, like it'll look really professional and even credible, because a lot of people they have an account and it doesn't look like that professional. And like, I'm not going to go to them if I'm trying to go to like a pizza restaurant, but
if it looks like it's going to be a microwave pizza.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And is that's where you guys hope that Photobomb can come in and just ramp everything up for them in terms of the looks of their account, like when you glance over it?
Yeah, like we are working with a pizza restaurant down in Williamstown actually, and we've recently started working with them, and their account's gone from like just basic iPhone images to like proper video reels, like really high quality photos. And it looks like the whole difference it's made is like insane. Like it just looks. He was showing me other pizza restaurant Instagram accounts, and it's just they look so much better than
you're
what they
topping
did.
it completely.
Yeah. Just cutting away from the episode real quick, we thought we should remind you guys about our socials.
You can find us as Amateur Shit Talkers on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram.
And if you'd like to find them all in one place, hit the link in our Insta bio. I think I know the answer, but like you personally, your preference. What is your favourite sort of gig to produce film for and everything? Like, I understand you have a pretty cool car out the front. Is there something to do with cars you like?
You're just hinting at it now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not, like, I don't want to be wrong with my thought.
No, that's actually a good question. Some of the brands that we do work with is a lot of supercar clubs. Yeah. And I love cars. Like it's a big passion of mine. So yeah, that stuff is really fun. We shoot for Ferrari Club. We shoot for OTM Club. OTM Club's another supercar club in Melbourne. The biggest supercar club in Melbourne, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Ferrari Club, like everyone knows Ferrari. It's pretty cool to go
Yeah,
to
of
their
course.
events as well. And yeah, like just some of those events, the people you meet, especially like everyone's so nice, where they've come from. Like it's just so cool to be around those people, and even like just capturing the whole day of like their drive days and stuff. It's just insane. Like seeing them go like on a fleet of like 50, 60, even like 70 cars, going around like Falls Creek and going like on all these windy roads, going out to awesome wineries. It's just insane to like go out and film that, like get the drones up.
Yeah.
We've got like a rig on the back of the car with like the camera hanging off it, and we're filming all that. It's so sick.
Yeah.
And I understand that you do Photobomb offers more than just a guy standing there with a camera. I believe it's something we'll talk about a bit more, but it's you use drones like to film that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what makes it your favorite sort of shoots?
Yeah. So I mean, I've recently got into flying a different drone, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, all drones are a part of it. Like we get heaps of drone footage of all the venues as well that we're at, and drones just offer a different like angle to what cameras do, obviously.
Yep.
And it just makes it look 10 times better. Like, I love using my drone to film all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you
Do you have any goals set for yourself in your business? Like, do you have, I want to get to this sort of audience, I want to get out of Melbourne, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so... Wait, is this like personal Instagram or like...
No, for Photobomb.
Photobomb, yeah.
Wait, say the question again.
Do you have any goals set for Photobomb? Like, it could be, make it out of Melbourne or...
Short term or long term,
Yeah, start hiring new people or...
Yeah, so I'd say the goal for me is for Photobomb to become the go-to content creators for anyone in Melbourne that's needing a video done, photos done for what I said before, content creation, real estate, events, or like normal videos, like just video production sort of work that we do.
So that's like your main long-term goal is to have for Photobomb to be the most like credible business in Melbourne that is go-to.
Yeah, that's the go-to for me. And then like further on from that, going international, like we've already done a fair few jobs interstate as well.
Oh, really?
So that's been really cool, yeah.
Is that like... I've mentioned also that we haven't spoken about it yet, but milestones that you've had so far, would that be one of them?
Yeah, so that was really cool. We did a heavy haulage trucking company job up in Wollongong. Do you know what that is? Yeah, just south of Sydney. And that was really cool. We were filming all these massive trucks. We're transporting 80-meter long blades through the country in Sydney if anyone knows Sydney, from Wollongong to Orange.
Yep. I've heard of Orange. I know it's not close to it.
No, it's not. It's a long drive. And I have to go on specific roads because the truck's 80 like it's literally 80 meters.
Yeah,
long the
so they have like the escort cars as well.
There's 3 of them, and cause the truck is actually 80 meters, they need a cop car with them as well because it's that long.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. Like I don't understand how they can take a corner at 80 meters long.
There's hardly any corners, but when like imagine the drone footage we get of that. Yeah. It just looks insane. I'll show you guys some stuff if I have it, but it was such a cool job. And we did that.
Would that be one of your favourite shoots?
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Would that be your all-time favourite one, you reckon?
Oh, no, there was a supercar drive day where the supercars went through Falls Creek, and I just got the best drone footage of like probably...
Is that like the stuff you're most proud of?
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
You would have seen it on my Instagram, I reckon.
What about, like, in terms of favourite shoots, we've got it down here under Photobomb Media, but for yourself, so you did a lot in Japan, in that trip you did to Japan, like, just we've seen recently.
Yep.
Or, like, do you have any favourite shots from that? Because there was a lot. If you go onto your Instagram at the moment, it's all you're seeing is from your trip from over in Asia.
Yeah. Favourite shots. It's tough.
I know. You hinted at one earlier that you said was very illegal to do.
I think all of it was illegal.
Can you tell us about that? Because obviously it won't get you in any trouble.
I'm out of the country now.
All I know is there's a lot of licenses and that you have to have for FPV, but we'll get into that later again.
Okay. Time. Take a seat, boy. Just relax for a second.
Yeah, I'm relaxed.
All right, so I'll set the scene. All right, so I was in Seoul, the capital city of Korea.
Yeah.
South Korea, just to make that clear.
Yeah.
If anyone that knows Korea well knows no one can go to North Korea.
Yes.
And Seoul is, I'd probably say, I don't know exactly, but I think it's about 100 k's from the border of South Korea and North Korea. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really know the drone laws of Korea that well. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me just get my drone up, see what happens.
Yeah.
I was in Seoul at the time, and it was a pretty cool spot. It was like a little sort of old town, traditional sort of Korean town. I was like, this would be cool. Let me fly over like these buildings, like rooftop shots would be awesome. And so I got the drone up, started flying. Everything was going well, like 6 shots, flying over these buildings. I was like, oh, that was sick. Like so good shots. So good shots? It's not even English. I'm getting too excited. Anyway, I get the drone down, pack it up. It's in the bag. We're ready to go. And we just stay there for about a minute longer. Cops pull up. And I'm like, as a joke, I was like, oh, they're here for me. It turns out they were.
Jinxed it.
They were here for me. And they come to me. They come to us because I was with my family. And they were like, oh, have you seen anyone flying a drone? And I understood them so clearly. But I pretended like I had no idea what they were saying. I was like, drone? Like, I don't know what a drone is.
Oh, no.
That's what I was saying.
What does FPV even stand for?
I was yeah, they just said like, have you seen anyone flying a drone? And at first I was like, I don't know what the best thing is to do. And Dad's like, yeah, maybe we just like deny it. So we're like, no, we haven't seen anyone flying it. And then they were trying to look around the area, and I'll give you a little backstory. We were actually at that spot, and we're doing a walking tour with like this little guide, and so we were just literally waiting for the guide. And I was like, oh, let me get the drone up. It'll be sick to fly it around. Yeah. And then cops come, and now we're in this.
Was the guide back there by that point?
So we're in that same spot, and then the cops were looking around the area trying to find. They were trying to find like the guy flying the drone. Yeah. And then they come back to us, and then they were like, did you see anyone wearing goggles? And I was like, oh shit. So they knew like that the person was wearing goggles. Like, how do they know that when I was flying my drone that I was wearing goggles? And then Dad looks behind him. There's literally a security camera there, and I was like, oh, this is not good. Like, if they find this, I'm wearing exactly what's gonna be in the video.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
and
okay.
the goggles.
Oh yeah, and the goggles.
I would have pointed the finger at the tour guide. It was him.
And then, yeah, where did we go from there? Then, I pretty much said, yeah, it was me, and they were pretty light about it. They're like, oh, that's all good. Can we just see it? We might just have to get to delete it. We might just have to get you to delete it. And then they're just like, you're gonna have to stay here because the military is on the way, and they're gonna have to like make sure the footage is deleted so we don't see it. And at that stage, I was like picturing a fucking tank about to rock up. Like, what is going on?
What?
Yeah. So
airstrike.
When they said that, I was like kind of shitting bricks. I was like, oh, this is not good.
As you would be.
Yeah. In Korea as well.
And so the cops are pretty much just standing there with us for like 10 minutes straight. And I didn't know what to expect. And then this Kia rocks up. Like, this Kia SUV rocks up. These 2 random dudes get out. And they're like, oh, boys, can we check the drone? And I was like, okay.
Are they all speaking English to you?
I don't know. Those guys couldn't. I don't even think one of the cops could, but the guide was translating what they were saying to us.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just such an interesting story. And then they just pretty much got me to delete the footage, and we were off. But it's because you weren't actually allowed to fly drones anywhere in the city. But I didn't know that.
Yeah, right.
And
like, even with the license.
Yeah, I don't think you can in the city. Like, I even know that Google Maps and Apple Maps doesn't work because like you can't see Street View on it. It's really weird. Because they said to me, the tour guide said like the drone could see like potential like air bases or stuff that they're trying to hide, and they're like, so you can't be like,
yeah, because it is very close to.
Yeah, so they're like, you can't.
There's
be
a lot of
the drone
tension with
now.
North Korea over there.
Yeah, and so that was like the worst moment of the holiday, but also a really good story.
That's a sick story.
I feel like that's the best moment of the holiday. Who gets to say that?
Yeah, it was kind of sick.
And I feel like that's sort of the perfect segue into FPV. And so FPV stands for first person view, but in terms of drone flying, what is it? Can you give the audience a bit of a description so they know what these goggles are you're talking about?
Yeah, true. They've got
not
no
just some
clue
weird
about
bloke sitting down with goggles
wearing
on.
goggles, mate, with the military about to come. Yeah, so there's pretty much normal drones and FPV drones. Normal drones, you just go up, down, forward, back, left, right. It's pretty much the only capabilities you have with flying that drone. With an FPV drone, you can pretty much fly on any axis that you can. Like, you can do flips, you can dive down waterfalls, you can climb up mountains. you can pretty much the possibilities and like opportunities with the drone are just endless. You can do anything with it, which I think that's why I like it more than flying a normal drone, because you pretty much feel like a bird. Like,
Yeah,
you
of
feel like
course.
a
Yeah,
bird
it'd
when
be
you're flying
sick.
it.
Just controlling this. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when we go out later and fly it, you guys will think like this is insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the thing
That'll be so cool,
The
yeah.
thing zooms so quick. I
Yeah,
think
really?
it goes like 30 meters a second.
Holy
What?
shit.
Yeah, think about
That's really quick, you know. That's really
Surely
quick.
not.
that. Yeah, it does.
What's the speed of light again?
300,000
300,000 meters per second.
What's the
Alright, guys, I didn't think
No wonder you dropped year 11 physics.
No,
mate.
oh my god. It was fucking.
You've thrown yourself under there, man.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Anyways, how
I
are
was
these?
actually acing that class.
How are these speed of light drones under control?
So when I,
You got us there, man. You got me.
Yeah.
So when
I
I'm
don't think
when I'm
about
flying it, I have to wear goggles because it just gives you the best feedback. And I think I forgot the word, but pretty much just the time between what the drone sees and what you see is, I think it's like a millisecond. Like it's really quick.
So you're basically getting a live view of
Yeah.
the drone. Do you get like motion sickness from it?
Yeah, people have actually asked that. When I was first learning, because I did heaps of hours in the simulator, like because there's heaps of like simulators you can download on
Oh, really?
like Steam and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
Flight simulator and whatnot. Yeah.
And the
I just-
controls are pretty much the exact same. So like I've heard some of the games that I've downloaded, it says well the hours you put into this is pretty much the same as like you being out there and like flying the drone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you actually get into it?
I saw so I've seen it heaps on Instagram, and then it just kept popping up, and then I just remember it was one weekend, and I was like, I just want one so badly, and then I just went out and bought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right.
Spur of the moment decision.
Yeah,
how much
pretty
they
much.
how much they sting you for a drone?
I think
your
that-
basic, you like not even just that one, but just like your standard,
I think standard for like normal drones is probably you're expecting like
but like an FPV drone.
FPV drone. Well, so the drone that I have is the DJI FPV, which it's a pretty basic FPV drone, but it's a great drone to start when you're like first learning FPV. But people also have custom built ones, which is a lot more technical. You got to really like know a lot about them, which I actually like my one because it was so easy for me to start and learn. And I feel like that's a lot of like problems with people today is if it gets too complicated, like they just don't start it at all.
They give up. That's
Yeah.
so true.
So that's why I was just like, I'm just going to get this, and at least I can start learning it rather than just sitting here and not knowing like where I'm going to begin.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really good hurdle that I just already like overcame before I even just started looking into it more. I was just like, let me just get it and then I'll learn it rather than like let me learn about it and then I'll get it.
Yeah.
But I talked about the simulator before.
yes, you did.
Yeah.
I'll just say, but the simulator was a really good way to like just start learning about it and like really understand the controls and like how to fly it, because I put a lot of hours into that simulator.
Yeah.
How long ago was it that you did just say fuck it and bought the drone?
I think it was like, I think August last year, like August, September last year.
Oh, so we've had a
Oh, so you're only very fresh on the scene
Yeah.
of FPV.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I think you guys think I've been flying it for a lot longer.
It's-
no,
seemed-
like
no, I thought it
with the
was.
clips that we were seeing from fucking like
'Cause
I
it-
don't know
yeah.
what actually varies between like the custom made ones and the DJI ones. Like,
How
is
can it get much different?
Yeah,
So
like,
I
I mean,
think-
the thing already goes at 30 meters per second.
going at the
like
speed of light.
It's basically the speed of light. So like,
going at the speed of light, mate.
Pretty quick. That's me.
Yeah, so the difference with FPV drones is all the custom built ones are made to, I feel like how people want them to be made. Like I've seen a videographer that has one that I've actually worked with. He has some really small ones that fly through like car doors. Like he's flown them through supercar doors,
Yeah.
like in one side, out the other.
yeah, that probably has a good personality too, I reckon.
You just don't need the big one that goes speed of light, do you?
No,
Yeah,
you
don't
just
need
don't.
that. Yeah.
It doesn't. Not all of them have to be
That's
big boys.
So
It's how you use the drone,
yeah,
not the size of it. All right.
And that's why the DJI pre-built FPV drone is a good one to start with. And
Yep.
you don't need the whole hurrah to
Yeah,
we are talking
yeah,
about drones.
At
Who
the end of
knows?
the day, they probably don't really care about like smaller probably better almost because like you could fit through.
Ben and I here know a lot about drones all of a sudden.
Yeah, and like I could, like you'd have to assume they'd be able to fit into things pretty well as well. Like tight spaces and everything. So,
Because as you said, you
but
can
keep on going. Like what else? What else?
if they had a big drone, they wouldn't be able to fly through the supercar door, would they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
true.
right.
And I think most drones want to be able to fly through a supercar door.
Well, mine wouldn't be able to. Mine definitely wouldn't be able to.
all right, Jack. Fuck. All right. What else, Barry?
We'll move back because that section was just. I'm sure people are trying to listen, being like, "What the fuck are they going on about?" Some people will be laughing because they know what we're going on about. But so it does actually look like you've been doing it for a lot longer, but you've only been doing it we're filming this in January now, and you only started like is that 5 months ago?
Yeah, I think
6 months ago?
6 months ago when I first picked
That's
it up.
very fresh.
Yeah. So like the simulator helped a lot. Like if anyone was getting into it, I'd highly recommend it. But yeah, I haven't been flying it for as long as people think.
How long have you been doing it like within Photobomb Media?
We've only done it for a few jobs. Like with the supercar job, we're gonna have to get it up. Like these shots
Yep.
are gonna be insane. Only a few jobs, but we really want to like get a lot more skilled at it before we start doing that. Like I've seen a client came to us and said, "Do you reckon you can fly it through this cruise ship?" And I was like, "Oh shit! Like, I don't know if we have the skills to do that yet."
Maybe if you had a
should give
small
us a phone.
drone.
Yeah, you might
Yeah.
need a smaller one for that. But you're getting the point now. Like smaller drones are used for like going through car doors or like going through cruise ships, or I think
They're all pretty good. They're
something.
all pretty good for something.
Yeah, that's it.
At the end of the day.
Yep.
Now
Yes.
so another thing you're partaking in the 50-day content challenge. It seems pretty self-explanable.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. It's self-explanatory. What am I going on about? Even I can't English
Come on,
now. But can you tell us a bit about it in terms of what you hope to get out of it?
Yeah, the main goal was just to stay consistent on Instagram because I'd try to post on Instagram, but I never really set a goal of like let me consistently post.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to like document the travels and get as much content out as possible and just share everything that I've been filming.
Yeah. And have you seen much change in terms of your profile? Like many followers gained off of it, or?
Yeah, a few have actually come from it. Like heaps of people have. One of my videos has like blown up from like it's been my biggest post that I've posted so far, which is a video of Tokyo. And that's on like 1,300 likes right now, which is like
awesome.
which is actually like pretty big for me. And that was just cool to see. Like so many people are resharing it that I didn't even know. Like heaps of comments and yeah, like heaps of followers are coming from that. But I don't know. I was more just doing it just to like set a challenge for myself, really.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't really care about like how many followers I was going to gain. More just to like have a profile of everything that I've captured while I was away.
You just want to try and put out what you want to have on your account, sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Just to like, so I can even just go back and be like, "This is what we're doing in Tokyo," and just
Yeah,
to
true.
Go
You
back
can
and
look back
look
on
at
it.
memories.
Is that a good thing about being in your field as well? You never really miss much. Because like I feel like a lot of the memories you get, you would capture because you have the camera there, sort of thing, and you can.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like when I was away, I had the camera in my hand a lot, and I never really put it down and like enjoyed the moment.
Yeah,
Because I was always like going, I was always trying to film, and I still did. Like, I remember just being at Mount Fuji, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty sick." Like, I just put the camera down for a second. Like, this is awesome to be here. But a lot of the time, it's like I just want to film this, and just try and get as much content. Like, I'm up to my 33rd day of posts in for 50, and I haven't even like I'll easily go over 50, and I'm just gonna keep posting.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep posting.
You found your rhythm now.
Just
Yeah,
grows a
that's
habit.
what
Like, I've got heaps of posts. I can make so many posts. Like, I'm gonna aim for 100 and just like double 50. I haven't even told anyone this.
100%. Well, there you go, folks.
There you go.
Exclusive information.
It's coming.
BTS and the potty boys.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Do you have like I have to know, do you have, it's a bit back to like the start of the video, but would you prefer like shooting stuff like in the city like Tokyo, or do you prefer like going out, nature, that sort of stuff?
We went to this waterfall in Taiwan, which is pretty cool. I don't really mind. I just like telling a story in the video, if that makes sense. Like, something that conveys a story that people can like relate to. I feel like that people really like resonate with that. Like with Tokyo, that Tokyo video that blew up, I feel like people liked it because Tokyo's the biggest city in the world, and I tried to capture like how many people are actually in the city.
Yeah.
And like how dense everyone lives. I feel like that was really cool to see. Like every there's like high rise buildings everywhere. People only live in apartments. Like there's traffic like 24/7. I just wanted to show like what it feels like to be there.
Yeah, and I
100%.
think that's a big thing as well, because like anyone can sit back and take a video or a photo, but like I think you have to be talented to be able to capture like emotion or lifestyle on it.
I feel like that's what separates like the people that just pick up a camera and like want to film a video, and then there's the people that like want to tell a story through the video, and that's like sort of my main goal for what I want to do, like tell stories and like just get people to feel like they're in the moment.
Yeah, that's it.
And on that, I feel like it's another good segue into we asked our guests to leave one piece of advice for people moving into their field. So for you like in media and stuff like that. For any young person that's sitting out there with their iPad on their bike seat filming soccer videos that wants to go further with it, what piece of advice would you have for them to go forward in pursuing a career in media?
I'd probably say if you want to do it, just do it. Like try every single thing you can possible. I wouldn't let other people like bring you down, or like the amount of people we had trying to bring us down when we were trying to start our photo business. And then they come to us now and being like, shit, you boys have come far. Like, this is all the stuff you guys have done. Like, it's just awesome to see that. So I just say, take the risk, do what you love, and you'll get rewarded for it.
I feel like it sums it up perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. We always say like each time we say maybe that's the best piece of advice we've gotten, but you know, I probably think that is one of the best pieces.
I think it's
of
the
advice.
most relatable piece of advice
like
you can get.
No, I think it resonates with all of us.
100%.
Like, if you guys
in
didn't take
anything
the
you
risk
do,
about-
yeah, exactly. You just have to take the risk.
It goes back to that quote where it's like, the biggest risk is taking no risk at all. And I feel like that's so true.
100%.
Because like, you guys took a risk to start the podcast. You didn't have to do this.
Exactly, and you took a risk to start Photobomb. And now look at you.
And here we are, boys.
Now we're sitting here on the couch.
I think
chatting about it.
Yeah, talking shit.
No, I think like people should wake up and like think about that, because I feel like not a lot of people wake up and they're like, they don't take action.
Yeah.
Like, especially recently, I had a problem with like turning off my alarm and just going back to bed. And I was like, if we want to like chase our dreams, we need to like do something about it.
Yeah.
So I put my phone at the edge of my bed, actually outside of my bed, like on a little stool. I've got it charging there, and it forces me to get out of my bed. Like the amount of times you could, like, I would just press snooze, go back to bed, endless, and like that just forces you to get out once you're out of your bed. Like you've already taken the action to get out.
Yeah.
Then if you get back in bed, you're a pussy. Like you don't want to get back in. Like you've
exactly.
started the day,
Yeah.
you can't. Like you just need to go and like win the day. Otherwise, the day wins you, mate.
Mate,
Bang.
Well,
That's so good. What a great
piece of
piece.
advice.
And I feel like what a way to end a very informing episode for me. I feel like I've learnt a lot about photography.
Yeah.
Now, I know nothing about it.
I still don't
but
know
I
the
know a bit
settings
about
or
it now.
anything, but it's fine.
You'll learn more when we go out later.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You guys can head over, by the time this is out, most likely you can head over to either Jack's account or our account. You can see a little edit that we made of around our little town of Broadford.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah,
It'll be
I'll
pretty
collaborate you guys in it, so we can.
100%. So go over, have a look. Jack, where can they find you on your socials?
It's just my name, Jack Careedy. My last name is spelled CAREEDY, and all my stuff's on there.
Which socials can they find you on?
Instagram is my main one. You can find me on TikTok. I've been posting there as well.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
where can we find your soccer YouTube account?
On my Jack Careedy YouTube channel, actually.
Scroll
they're
down,
still
folks.
up. They are still up.
Keep
Scroll down on
They are
YouTube.
still up on there.
Yeah,
I'm going to go looking
Believe it
for
or not,
those as
yeah,
well.
do
You
it.
can see where the beginnings came from.
yeah. The Sidemen.
All right, Jack. Well, thank you very much for coming in to chat to us today. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ben, it was talking shit with you.
Yeah. That's. We always say that we're going to continue doing that, but then we do it like every.
Yeah, I know. It's a good way to close off. I need to
Yeah.
remember to keep saying
I
it.
like it, boys.
Thanks, Zach.
Ben, your final remarks for our viewers?
Roll the outro music.